Patrick's not the only one who's been influenced in his sex life by what he's seen in porn.
I get a lot of ideas from porn. Could get tips and tricks.
It teaches you a lot.
Yeah, it teaches you a lot of stuff.
I know it's not real, but it gives you that excitement of what you could do or what you could try.
A quarter of our podders have been treated for an STI, so it's important to get checked regularly.
It's not really crossed my mind about getting an STI, to be fair, but I do get checked out regularly.
I've been checked before, but I haven't been checked for a while.
When it comes to sexting, it's easy to do. But once you've hit send, what are you letting yourself in for?
Sexting, I don't usually send pictures to people that I don't know.
I did have a partner and she did try and stick her finger up my bum, but I told her to get out because I just didn't agree with that whatsoever. It was so uncomfortable, I just don't know what the fantasy about it is.
A girl has never tried to put her finger up my bum.
Ophia knows what she likes, but when it comes to penis preferences, what do the rest of our podders prefer? But despite knowing the risks, Welcome back to SexPod. Next in is 22-year-old Jake, who wants advice about having sex at a particular time of the month.
Hello, SexPod.
Hi Jake, how are you?
Great, wonderful.
So what's your question for SexPod today?
My question today, SexPod, is it alright to have sex with a girl while she's on her period?
And why do you ask?
This girl offered it to me and I didn't fancy it, to be fair, so I just thought I'd get some advice to see if it's normal and hygienic.
Was she offended or upset?
She was offended, yeah, because I think she was quite horned up, you know, but she did understand in the end. I'd rather have, you know, just wait a week until it's off and then it's more enjoyable.
Jake, in general, do you think girls do enjoy sex on their period?
I don't know how they could enjoy sex on the period, though, because it just doesn't seem a natural way to have sex and then bleeding everywhere. It must be so embarrassing and they're losing their dignity. I'd be more concerned for her dignity, not just mine, for both dignity, really. I wouldn't want her to feel embarrassed in front of me.
Jake, how much do you actually know about a girl's period in general?
I just know that it comes on once a month and that you're not pregnant if you come on your period. That's about it. That's the two main things, I think.
We've got lots more information that could probably help you out, so let's take a look what our experts have to say.
Awesome.
Period sex, yay! I'm all for period sex. Women are really horny, or they can be really horny on the period, so why miss out just because you're on the period?
Men don't have periods. They don't know what to expect. Sometimes they don't know that rather than just being a small amount of bright red blood, it can be a lot of blood, and sometimes it can be brown, and there can be clumps and lumps.
Sometimes women have quite heavy flow, there may be blood clots, etc. So just be aware of what to expect so you don't freak out.
Well, that can be quite a lot of stuff to take on for a guy, but, you know, once you've seen it, and you get on with the fun.
To minimise mess, number one, make sure you're maybe not on at your heaviest, because that might not be a good idea. Number two, make sure you've got a dark coloured towel down on the bed. Number three, baby wipes. Make sure you've got baby wipes to hand. And number four, keep to positions where you're not chopping and changing different positions, where you're taking the penis out and back in, out and back in. That's going to make a lot of mess. So stick to things like missionary. Doggy is fine, again, if you're not going to, as long as you're not switching it around. So there shouldn't be too much mess, and it feels really good.
You can potentially still get pregnant whilst having sex on your period. So it would be important to take the necessary precautions, so use condoms if you're not on a regular form of contraception.
Wow.
Did that clear anything up for you, Jake?
Yes, it did. I actually didn't realise that you could still get pregnant while on your period. And I suppose as for having sex with a girl on a period, if we were both happy to do it, I think it could work out quite well.
Is it something you may consider?
After listening to that advice, taking all the precautions, then yeah, why not?
Really lovely to meet you today, Jake. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
What do you know about threesomes?
Not a great deal, really. I just know it involves three people and you just do different positions and, you know, it might not live up to the expectations of porn, but how it looks on porn, it looks pretty decent.
Everything looks a bit decent on porn.
Yeah, it does.
That's because it's not real, Jake.
I know. I've definitely got to do it before I die. It's definitely on my list to do.
So who would you like to have a threesome with?
It'd have to be 2 girls and then me, obviously. But anyone, I think it'd break the boundaries if it was with friends. I don't think I could do it with friends because that's kind of losing that friendship.
Let's hear a bit more about threesomes from our experts.
Threesomes is a very popular fantasy, and there are a number of reasons for that. People might want to satisfy their partner with another person. It might be that they like the idea of being desired by more than one person within a moment. It might be that they want to spice up their sex life, try something new, do something that's against the typical norms of society.
Bringing up the subject of threesomes can be really difficult. Your partner might be offended even at the idea that you've thought about it, so you have to pick your moment. But after you've both established that it's something that you're potentially into, then you need to decide whether the person you bring in is another man or another woman. That's a difficult decision sometimes. Often it will require someone who has previously thought of themselves as straight to maybe experiment with somebody of the same gender. So it can be exciting or it can be daunting.
There's also the problem with threesomes of confidence, because you're actually widening the circle of secrecy. So there are things you do in the bedroom which you don't necessarily want your friends to actually know about. Also, you can develop jealousy in your partner, but it also might be your partner turns out to prefer sex with the other person as well.
It is a bit of a minefield because once you've gone down that route, you can never go back. If it's somebody that's a friend, you might think you're okay with that threesome, but then your partner likes your friend or that person more than you, or they seem to be enjoying it more. It can bring out a whole host of insecurities. I would be questioning why you want to bring a third party into the relationship, because if it's boredom, then there's loads of other things that you can do without bringing another person in.
If considering having a threesome, you need to really think very carefully about it. You need to think about how you may feel, what might happen during the threesome, and how you and your partner might manage with that afterwards.
How was that for you, Jake?
There was a lot of information, useful information there. I think after watching that, I don't think I'd like to have a threesome if I had a partner involved. I think it'd have to be 2 complete strangers because like it was said about the insecurities, and I think it could have a lot of trust issues. So yeah, definitely with strangers, but no, I don't think with a partner it's wise.
Jake, good luck in completing your threesome mission.
Thank you.
Lovely to meet you.
Thanks, SexPod. Bye.
Make sure you go and add me on Snapchat at JakeRamsey94. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel and my Instagram, and make sure you like this video, comment and even subscribe to my channel for more videos.